Hey guys, it's Galaxy here from DD Plays, and today we're not going to do any gaming. We're going to be basically making the game actually. So as you see, I have a Pong game on a canvas in front of me, and that is what I'm going to be creating today with you guys. So I'm just going to take you through it. You don't really need any experience with JavaScript. I hope you do. Going to be using the p5.js library. Um. Anyways, let's get into it. So you could either use an editor like Visual Studio Code, or you can use the p5.js web editor in the description below. But I'm just going to be using Visual Studio Code because I'm a bit more comfortable in here. Anyways, I'm going to make a index.html. Oh, by the way, the link to download Visual Studio Code will be in the description. You could also use things like Atom or whatever, really. So, anyways, I'm going to do doc type, HTML. So I'm just setting up a basic template, really, at the moment for a JavaScript. Well, for a p5.js thing. So anyways, you want to do script source equals https colon slash cdnjs dot cloudflare.com slash ajax slash libs slash p5.js slash the version, so 0.7.3 is the latest, slash p5.min.js, and then close off that script tag. I'm just going to copy this and paste it in twice more. So instead of this, it's going to put .addons slash addons slash p5.dom .min.js, and here you're going to put slash addons again, addons slash p5.sound.min.js, and then link just rel equal no, I need to no spaces here, guys, sorry about that. Rel equal style sheet type equals, I keep pressing space, text slash CSS. So we're just doing the, actually no, don't need this, I'm so sorry guys. Skip that line. Meta charset equals tf-8, and just self-close, so slash and then close it. And then you need a body tag. Script. I'm gonna close that off. Source equals and then sketch.js, which we're going to make now. Make a new file called sketch.js. Got this here. Now we're going to write the function setup and draw. So function draw. Put the setup above it. And now you've got that. And just in the setup, gonna create a canvas, which is 800 on the width and 600 on the height. Then we're just going to set the background here to wait. Actually, gonna make a new variable. So we're going to say let image. Then the setup, we're going to say image equal load image. Then type in background dot png. Now, there is two files here that you will need. Oops. You're gonna need pixel.ttf and background.png. I have them on a GitHub or something in the link in the description, so you can just click on that, download it, drag it into your folder, and then use those assets. And actually, whilst you're at it, you might as well make the font. Let font, and then font equals load font pixel.ttf. Now in here you could put grayscale, so 0, 255, whatever. I'm just gonna put in the image that we just loaded. Now if I second. Look here, so it's loaded the image for the so now that we've loaded the image, we want to, I say we should make our paddles next. So let's make some variable for paddles. So let paddle 1 y, so how high the paddle y is. I'm just going to set it to start at 255 high. I think that's wait, oh. And then let paddle x, so how wide the paddle is, and then paddle how high the paddle is. It's all a bit self-explanatory with the variable. So now it's going to be 20 wide and 150 tall, 225. Yeah, that should be. So now I'm just going to put a comment. Paddles. Oh, paddles. Okay. So I'm gonna do just tab in here. Paddle 1. Okay. And then I'm gonna. So we're just gonna fill it. No, sorry. Fill. It's this weird thing because there's so many different functions. It just sometimes it also affects with something else. So that's 255. So it's gonna be blank white grayscale. I'm gonna make a rectangle. It's going to be. Stop doing that, please. Going to be 20 along, E1Y for the height, like how high it's going from the top. Then paddle X, paddle Y. Now if I go onto the thing, should look, there's our paddle here. Now we're just gonna make another one on the right hand side. I'm gonna say paddle 2. You're just gonna that as well. Bill 255. Correct. It's going to be 760 long. P2Y for the height. Paddle X and paddle Y. So now we've got that. Yeah, so if we go in here, refresh our page, and look, we've got the double paddles. So if we go back into our editor, and now we're going to make them move. I'm going to say if, let's see where, if, that's the, here we go. If key is down 87, so that's the W key, that's the code for the W key. Then P1Y, actually we need to add a variable called paddle speed. So let P speed, what I'm gonna call it, equals P speed equals 10, let's say. 10 sounds reasonable. So every time you push down the button, it'll move 10 up or 10 down. Wait, plus equals P speed. Then else if P is down 83, which is the S key, the one person will move with W and S, and the other will move with the up and down arrow keys. So P1Y minus equal. Sorry, that should be plus equals, and that should be minus equals. Sorry about that. P speed. So now, if we go onto our thing, refresh our page, and we press the W and S keys, it moves up and down. So we're just gonna do that with the other paddle. So now we're gonna copy this, paste it onto the paddle 2. But instead of this, we're just gonna say, I'm gonna say it's 38 and 40 if I can remember the codes. Just change these to P2Y, and then if I remembered correctly, yeah, I was right. Now they both move up and down on when you press the different buttons. So now we're going to go back into our editor, and we're going to stop the paddles from going up to the top of the screen and down to the bottom, because at the moment they keep going through the screen and that's a bit annoying. So I'm going to do / stop paddles from moving off screen. So we're going to do if P1Y is less than 0. So if it's less than the left side, less than if it goes on the top, then P1Y equals 0. Else if P1Y greater than height minus paddle Y. So if the P1Y is greater than the height, so if it's all the way down to the bottom, which is 600, because it goes, is 0 is the top left, So it goes down 600 and 800 across. So if you go 600 down, you've still got to take off the paddle Y, because think about this. Because then you are, wait, is it take away? Let me think about this quickly. Height plus it should be, I'm pretty sure. I'm just gonna leave it, see how it goes. P1Y equals height minus paddle Y. I'm pretty sure though it should actually be add. Look, it doesn't go off the top. It doesn't go off the bottom either. That's good. So now we just need to do this with the second paddle, because that still goes off screen. So back to our coding editor, and now we're going to just copy this and paste it. We're not going to do another else if, because what happens is if the left paddle is moving and going off the screen at the same time as the second paddle, then the second paddle actually goes off the screen. You've just got to make them separate. Just change these to P2Y, and that should be enough to stop that from going up and down. Yes, there we go. So now what we want to do is do the ball. So the ball's going to be a whole nother JS file. So we're going to make a new JS file called ball.js. And in order to link this with this one and the index and the HTML, copy this, paste it in a new line, and instead of sketch, just write ball. Now ball.js, we can make class ball constructor. I'm not sure if this actually works in the p5.js editor, but anyways, so you need an x speed and a y speed for the ball. So this dot x speed equals 5. This dot y speed 5. We'll have them as the same. And this dot x equals floor width divided by 2. And then this dot y equals height divided by 2. Now, the reason we've got the floor function in here is that it's not necessary, but what it does is it just rounds the number, the nearest whole number, because sometimes if your canvas, let's say, had an odd number of pixels in it, it would just make sure that this stays as an integer and not as a float. And anyways, now we're going to make a show function. Just going to take in 2 parameters, the width and the height. So it's going to fill with 200, because this is also going to be the function that we're going to actually make the ball. So fill, width, and height. Sorry, fill. I don't know why I did that. Fill 255, so it's going to be a blank white thing. No stroke, because if you used a stroke in here at any point, then it's going to count on the ball as well. You've just got to do no stroke. And then rectangle, this dot x, comma space, this dot y. So this is just showing the position of where the rectangle is going to be. Then do width and height. So now you've got your show function, but you need another one. Actually, no, I'll write this one later. So now you need to go back into your sketch and in or okay, so you're gonna make a new variable. Let's a ball. Simple, and then in your setup, you're gonna write ball equals new ball, and you could make 10,000 of these balls if you wanted, but we only need one in this. You can always do a bit of experimenting. I'd love to see what you could make using some of this code. Anyways, now if we go into our thing, there is no ball. Okay, I forgot to do. Okay, so / ball. I'm gonna do ball dot show, and the width can be 25, the height can be 25. Now the thing is, it's not actually a ball because in here we put it as a rectangle, so it's gonna actually show up as a rectangle. But I'm trying to kind of remake the retro version of the game, so it's just gonna be like this here. Now, actually, what we need to do is we have this dot x equals 4, whatever, but that's only going to count for top left. So the top left is in the center, not the whole thing. So we're just going to do minus 25 divided by 2, because then the center of the ball will be in the center. So now we've got a centered ball, 2 paddles that do not move off the sides. It's all good so far. Wow, this is gonna get quite long. Anyways, so now what we need to do is make the ball bounce around. So we're gonna do ball.x equals ball.x plus ball.x speed. I'm gonna copy that line, paste it again, and instead of x, just replace it all with y. So now, if we go onto our thing, it should, look, it's starting to go down. The Y speed, I'm just going to make it minus, because then it goes to the top right, which is where I want it at the moment. Now we're just going to make it bounce around the screen rather than just go off the edge. So it's kind of similar to this here, but we're not going to copy it. So we're going to do if ball.y greater than or equals height. Now, you see how we haven't made a variable named height? It's automatically this here through p5.js, and then width is this one. So we're going to do that. And then ball.y speed equals minus minus ball.y speed. I'm pretty sure there is a more efficient line of code to do instead of this, but you don't copy that. I'm not too sure. So ball.y equals height. Well, you want. I just want to copy this. Write else do a space, and then paste that in. Y is, now you want to do 0, change that to a less than. Rest stays the same apart from this, which goes to 0. Now I'm pretty sure it bounces on the top and on the bottom of the screen. But it won't bounce on the sides because we haven't done it on the X and the X axis. Just temporarily, we won't need this later, but I'm going to copy this. What? Copy. I'm going to paste it down here. Place all of this X. That'll be width. So will that. X. Right, let's just replace everything Y in this. Now, it should bounce all the way around the screen. See how it's bouncing top to the right to the left. It'll keep doing that forever if you leave it. Now actually what I'm going to do is, you see, on the bottom and on the right, it kind of goes halfway in before it bounces. What I'm going to do, it's only really important on the bottom, so I'm only going to do it here. Less than or equal 0 plus 25 divided by 2. Now it should fix it. What? Oh, sorry, I've done it on the wrong one. Height minus 25 divided by 2. I'm going to put that in brackets. Well, to make it easier for the computer to process. Now, bounce. Then on here. Interesting. Height minus 25 divided by 2. I don't understand. See this. Paste it. Yeah. Now, if all goes well, bounce, bounce, bounce. Yeah. See how it bounces straight as it hits the bottom, rather than going halfway in, like it does here on this ball. Don't worry if it goes through the paddles, because we're going to fix that now. But now we've got a ball bouncing around the screen on a background with 2 moving paddles. So collision with ball 2 paddles. So if this is quite a long line, by the way. So you're going to do another brackets because it's a calculation inside another one. All.x is greater than or equal to 20. And so double and sign. All.x less than or equal 20 plus paddle x. Then you're going to do another one of these bracket calculations. You're going to write ball.y is greater than or equals e1y, ball.y less than or equal e1y plus paddle y. And then inside that, all we're going to want the ball to do is say ball.x equals 20 plus paddle x, and ball.x speed equals minus x speed. Now it should collide with the left paddle. Not. That's it. I've just wrote x speed. Ball.xspeed. Now it should collide. There we go. You see, so it's colliding with the left paddle, bouncing off. Right. When I originally did this, it took me forever to do this. Whoa! It just went through the top of the paddle. Hello. Ball.y greater than 1y. Less than. I don't know why it did. Right, let's just do this for the other paddle. Just copy this, but replace this 760. Wondering why I've got 20 in 760. It's from when we created our rectangles. Yeah. So that is the 2y. Instead of a plus here, minus. Yeah, yeah, bounces off the left paddle, right paddle as well. I have two working paddles. Stop the ball hitting the left and right wall. Now what we're going to do is add the scores, I think. Go back in here, and right at the top here, I'm going to write now we're going to add two new variables. Let's score 1, score 2. Now in the setup, we're just going to write score 1 equals 0, 2. So now we've got scores. We're going to if if all dot x is greater than or equal with, then why did I put outside? I'm gonna put score 1 plus plus and all dot y equals height divided by 2. Do you remember how we had our height and width variables here? It's gonna then ball dot x equals width divided by 2. Ball dot x speed minus speed and ball dot y speed dot y speed. So now every time our ball hits the right side of the screen, it will add 1 score to this paddle's team. Um, so we've got that. Now we need to copy this. Say else if all dot x is less than or equal. Instead of width, we'll just put 0. Then score 2. We need capital here as well. But I'm pretty sure that the variables are capital sensitive. So we do then. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all we need to change. And then we're gonna do the text now that writes down. I'm gonna do text font is, you remember how we made the font variable earlier? We're just gonna use that. Once again, if you didn't hear me earlier, the link to the font and the background will be on a GitHub or something in the description. You can click on that, download it, and my assets. I'm gonna do the font and then text size 70. Found is quite a good one for this. Fill 255, so it's gonna be white. Text score 1. 200. 150. So these are just the coordinates that it's going to be at. Now I'm going to do this, copy this line, paste it, and instead of score 1, do score 2. That stays, no it doesn't, it does width minus, that stays the same. Save it, come in here, and now should have a working score system. Now let me see if it works on the other side as well. Yeah, it does. So now we have a working score system on both sides. Oh, we need to remove this as well. I can't believe I wrote 107 lines in this. Or what? We wrote more, but you know. So we've done that, and now we just need like an end game. What's gonna end the game? So I'm just gonna say that when one team gets 10 points, that'll just stop the game. Say, oh, not here. If score 1 equals 10, say ball dot x speed equals 0, ball dot y speed equals 0. So this is going to stop the ball from moving completely. Text size 50. Background just going to be set to 0. So we're changing the background from the assets, so these dots on a black background, to just a complete black background. So you can see the text clearer. Gonna write the text saying player 1-1. Gonna put that at 150, 300. Do score A equals null, score B equals. If you're wondering why I'm setting these scores to null, it is because then it's going to make it so that there's nothing in these counters. Triple digits. Now I'm just going to write a function in here called hide. Now, I think this might be what breaks it in the p5.js editor. So if you can, copy your code over into a folder and then use just any kind of text editor. You could notepad or anything. So just gonna say hide, and that's all. There's one line in this function. It's gonna say this dot hide. Easiest function I've ever written. Hide. All dot. And else if go to and just say player 2. Now we should have working Pong game. So look, it changes direction as soon as, and we have 2 paddles that move down. Just gonna wait for this. So, and then see, it should. Yeah, there you go. Player 1-1. Thing is, if I click this here, the reason that it breaks the p5.js editor is because here, this line, it says too much recursion. Because technically, this ball.hide is called every in-game tick, which is, I think, a third of a second. 3 times a second, it's telling to hide this one thing, and it's not showing again. So it's just going to keep doing that. But I can leave that. You guys can try and fix that error if you want. It's not going to make a difference to the game at all. But that's your game. Let's just make sure that it works when player 2 wins as well. That's what game developers need to do. Need to test the game to make everything. So interesting. Probably it. I just oh nope. Actually just got to play. Playing against a paddle that's not even. There we go. Player 2-1. So guys, that'll be the end of this coding tutorial. Please give this video a fat like if you want to see more videos like this, because I'm really pumped for this and it's something I really love to do, and I'd love to keep doing this with you guys. So just make sure that I know whether you like or dislike this video so I can keep on doing more of this. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click post notifications so that you don't miss our next video. That'll be us today. Don't forget to look out for those headphones, and peace out.